Okay, it's back to my autobiography, 7 Years to Life. This is chapter 23, and the title of the chapter is Who is the New Kid? Who's the New Kid? When I first got back to school in the eighth grade, the first thing I noticed was a new kid sitting to the right of me. He appeared to be aloof and angry that he had to be there. Every feeling in my body told me that this guy did not want to be approached. At recess, I started asking other kids about him, and it was Rick N. that gave me some history on him. Rick's mom did quite a bit of voluntary work for the school and church, and therefore was privy to information that other parents would not normally have. Rick told me that the new kid's name was Ed Daugherty, and that he and his brother were dropped off at their aunt and uncle's house by their mother. What their mother did was never known, and I never had the inclination or the audacity to ask. Rick did tell me, however, that Ed had been living in San Francisco and had a reputation for being a sensational basketball player. This intrigued me greatly because Rick and I had played basketball about 3 times a week in that previous summer, because there was a slim chance that I would make the eighth grade basketball team, since I had never played the game until I moved to California. It occurred to me that I may have seemed unapproachable also when I first arrived in 7th grade at St. Matthew's. Because of this, I decided that I would try to befriend Ed and see if I could help him acclimate to the school and its students. It turned out to be one of the best decisions I had ever made. He was like anyone else at his age that had spent the last 7 years of his life at a school in San Francisco, had forged relationships there, and then his life suddenly uprooted, ending up in a new city and school, and his prior friends no longer reachable, and his mother in the wind, and to the best of my knowledge, was never heard from again. I knew exactly what he felt like. He felt awkward and lost. I introduced him to Rick, and between the both of them, they taught me enough about basketball that I made the eighth grade team, just barely. Eddie and I became almost separable up until his death approximately 23 or 24 years later. He was, and though departed from this world, still one of the closest, if not the closest friends, I have outside of family. I speak silently with him every day, and like so many others that have touched my heart and soul in a special and unique way, there will be a section of this book dedicated to him, where I will reminisce about the moments in a life that created our special understanding and love for each other.